this very special edition of the Gumbocast. It is the 2020 Summer Game Show Primer. It's all of the shows to look forward to during the summer months, from the good shows, the bad shows, the new shows, the returning shows. It's all here on the Gumbocast! Hello everyone, this is Cindy Selman here for another exciting edition of the Gumbocast. This is a very, very special edition of the Gumbocast. Why is it very special, you ask? Here is why. It is your 2020 Summer Game Show Primer. All of the shows that we know of that will be airing, when you can see them, where you can see them, what time can you see them, and if we have enough information if they're any good or not. You know, stuff like that. And unfortunately, has been the year that has caused a lot of turmoil thanks to our good friend COVID-19, aka the coronavirus. Thanks, coronavirus. You suck. And joining me, and the person who is most to thank for helping start this yearly tradition, is the person who came up with the big list, Jordan Haas.
Hey, thanks for having me back, Cindy. Hi, everyone. Hi, Mama May.
We should actually start off with that. Because unfortunately, over the course of the weekend, we got word that George Gray suffered a couple of... It wasn't a heart attack, it was a heart episode. But let's be honest, they're heart attacks.
George is doing great.
Good.
By the way, he's recovering very fine right now.
Mm-hmm.
You have to see, like, apparently there was, like, Fremont who had, like, a huge list of, like, wishing him the best, George, Drew called him up, like, everything you could think of. Like, it really is a family over there price.
Oh, it is. Going to that taping in 2018, you could tell the cast and crew just love being there.
But I want to complain on Golden Road and be whiny because the cliffhanger yodely guy, when they played the song, it was a second delay and...
Live to tape, baby, live to tape.
They gave away a blue car. I don't like the color blue.
Well, that's your problem, not the show's problem.
Yeah. But no, like, so last year... when I just started game shows, I suppose, I did a summer list of because this was when I kept seeing all the announcements, because I just started the news segment on game shows, I suppose, and it was like, well, this summer, Deal or No Deal's coming back. Well, coming up also, Press Your Luck is revived. Also, this, and Family Feud, Food Fight, and Holy Moly. And I'm like, I can't keep track of when these shows are. So I just opened an Excel spreadsheet and just put everything in it.
And presto, you started a tradition.
It actually is easy and helps a lot of people, not just me, but probably a lot of people in the game show world, when it's like, when does this show produce? When is this show on? And that was when I first found out, oh, Press Your Luck is up against Deal or No Deal on CNBC. For me, a guy who loves both of those shows, I am in a real, rock and a hard place here.
Yep. So... a couple of shows that were supposed to be on this primer but couldn't happen. We'll just take care of a couple of those right away. We know there was supposed to be 3 more Price is Right primetime specials. That got shut down due to Corona. And we don't even know if the show's going to come back this year. I'm not just talking the TV season. I'm talking about the calendar year.
And
that's a scary thing.
I know that's the hallmark for game shows in America. If they freeze that show up,
that's
everyone's, because it's all audience participation. The Price is Right. That show is the audience.
Mm-hmm. Let's Make a Deal is toast.
All they can do is quickie deals on Zoom calls. That's all I've been seeing with Let's Make a Deal at Home.
And that's not going to happen. Not for the new season. We've seen Wheel of Fortune to Jeopardy can go without an audience.
But Wheel and Jeopardy are in a frozen state as well as we speak.
Right, but out of all Right, but of all the shows, those are the shows that could easily be thought.
Feud,
They've
Wheel,
taped
Jeopardy.
a few. Actually, Feud's actually taped a few episodes for the upcoming season. Because they started taping in March.
So they can do without Hollywood Game Night, because all they have to do is get extras.
When was that supposed? That was supposed to have a summer run this year, I think.
Yes, but I checked the press releases. No announcement yet. No season 6. I think it's 6 because 5 was last year. And every year they always have some new gimmick. Like we're doing another pool game. We're doing this. We're doing a Red Nose Day special. We're doing this.
Then you have Funny You Should Ask, which is kind of coronavirus proof.
They'll just have to have the crew laugh at the jokes. That'll be fine. 25 words or less
is kind of boned.
Yeah.
And it's not because of the audience, it's the size of the set.
It won't fit the 6-foot clearance.
7 people and the set is tiny.
For the sake of Meredith, we have to protect Meredith.
Yes.
Probably all the GSN game shows, I assume. Common Knowledge, America
They've already
Plays,
taped.
America Says, Get a Clue. I mean, those are also tiny sets, but...
Actually, Get a Clue is actually quite
big. They can get
big.
away with America Says, and they can get away with Common Knowledge.
Oh, yeah, those sets are quite big.
Masterminds. I didn't notice the audience on Masterminds.
There was an audience there. However, Masterminds already taped. They have 65 fresh. And with the ratings that's been getting, once they're allowed to start taping again, boom, that show's getting rushed.
They're going to rush that because I just remember they were just all in on, here's Ken Jennings, he's back.
Hey, it's working.
Smart move.
500 to 600,000 plus a night.
They fixed some of the format that I was like complaining about, which I love. Yep.
They fixed it, and they fixed it well.
So someone out there is either like reading my mind, or they were probably like looking at Best Ever Trivia Show and going, that third round's kind of. And they went, yep, this is it. And also, how do we know who goes in? They're playing with you. Here's points.
Yep. Okay. So now we need to talk about shows that were supposed to be on, but couldn't. We'll start with Amazing Race, which had taped some, but during the middle of the race, coronavirus stopped it. I guess the racers were allowed to come home. So they've only taped, part of a season? They didn't tape a full season, we know that.
But this is the one season that was already filmed in the can. They do 2 races per year. And this was the one that was slated for last winter that they kept. Usually they keep an Amazing Race in the slot for, in case of emergency, break glass, here's the Amazing Race season. This was going to be for the one for this fall.
Okay.
It was going to be... but that one's frozen up. That one's a hiccup right now.
And we'll talk more about that later on.
The another hiccup right now is Big Brother, if we're talking CBS shows.
Right. That's kind of might not even do this year, and I don't think people will miss it.
And for the Survivor fans out there, Survivor is on frozen production as well, because they usually film 2 seasons a year as well. And, well...
Yep. You know what's the most frozen reality show right now? Hell's Kitchen.
You know, oh man. Unless they do Hell's Kitchen Takeout Edition.
No. It's a little more than that. The latest season of Hell's Kitchen, I think they taped 2. We know they've taped 1. I don't know if they've taped 2. Their usual modus operandi is to tape 2. Since the move to Vegas, they already taped 1 that we know of. That was supposed to air this past September. But, thanks to our good buddies at WWE, that's in limbo. You have to think it would air in the summer.
Friday Night SmackDown. The ratings are an all-time high.
You'd have to be high to think that.
I know a lot of games. Just a joke. Like, it was a joke. For people who are not in the game show world, wrestling or whatever, Fox spent a whole lot of money, Friday Night SmackDown, thinking, oh, that's going to be a big boost in our numbers because of the numbers it was on USA the last Friday before they made the deal. And not only are the ratings not even close to what it is, it's even less than Hell's Kitchen. It's less than MasterChef. It's less than MasterChef Junior. Like,
oh, we haven't got debut dates for those yet either.
usually a summer season is a MasterChef season. I always am anticipating that MasterChef run.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because I get hungry a lot, and it's like, oh man.
We got to think
really
Hell's Kitchen Season 19 and MasterChef, they're going to be paired up over the summer. Maybe
I'm pretty sure I'm sure they'll get a date soon, but nothing has been announced as of this recording.
Yep.
Summer is currently in a big limbo, like a big. I don't want to say limbo. I'm going to say now like a giant lottery ball for Fox.
Because Fox also has Beat Shazam taped.
They got Beat Shazam taped. They have, I think, Ultimate Tag,
which will be discussed.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, they just made the announcement for Celebrity Watch Party, which is American Gogglebox, the successful UK show. But instead of just everyday people watching TV, we're doing celebrities. Because
celebrities drive business. But
don't you want to see Ozzy and Sharon watch Dr. Pimple Popper?
Speaking of TLC, I'm kind of a little disappointed that we don't have season 11 of Trading Spaces.
I mean, that was a good revival. Then again, I think we both agree the show that needs to make a comeback is that Bargain Hunt American attempt. I thought that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
So just bring back Bargain Hunt while we're at it too.
Just get Mark L. Wahlberg to host.
I think ours was called like Flea Market Flip or something.
Yeah, Flea Market Flip.
Because it was a Scripps Channel thing, and I remember it was really good. I only saw 2 episodes, and I was like, oh man, I really missed that show. That was like, to me, that was a good comfort show in the cable.
Wasn't it on HGTV?
It was.
Yeah.
Of all the channel, but then that was pre-Property Brothers, so. Yep. Now everything's Property Brothers.
Mm-hmm. But the
next,
two big
HGTV Star.
Rehab Addict.
Fox, I think Fox is currently in the lottery ball position because they're kind of like, what do we do? Do we just do Animation Domination for multiple nights? Do we just do Fox Night at the Movies again? Do we just do call-along shows like the Masked Singer after shows and Watch Party?
Yep. Well, we know CBS is bringing back their Sunday Night Movie.
Which used to be like at one point like #1 in the ratings in like the 80s and 90s and even like mid 2000s.
Yeah, but then 60 Minutes just blew everything out of the water. But the two biggest shows that we do need to talk about is Supermarket Sweep and Card Sharks. Card Sharks, both of them were scheduled to tape, but then coronavirus hit. And both of these shows can be coronavirus proof.
Both of these are a race.
Both of them don't need an audience.
Well, I don't know about Card Sharks because a big deal of like a big part of Card Sharks is like, you know, the audience screaming along with you, all in, higher,
lower, yeah, you're right.
But I mean, they could attempt that. They could like get a virtual audience like they did for Masked Singer, and the NFL Draft. Remember the NFL Draft? We got 40 fans
I love that.
Buccaneers.
Hold it, but it's missing everybody in the background booing Roger Goodell, and Goodell's just like, "Yep, give it to me, boo, boo."
Like he's cutting a heel promo or something.
He is a walking heel promo. I'll say that much.
But no, like Card Sharks, I think Card Sharks could be COVID proof if I'm gonna try and say, like, I think it's COVID proof if you take it out of the studio. Like you get Joel McHale and you have like a dealer table, and he shuffles up the cards beforehand, and then he deals it out,
Mm-hmm.
and then he like has like a question bank, and it's all played like virtually through Zoom calls. Because if you do that, there's no way to Google the answer on the Card Sharks quiz, because
You
these are
can't
all
Google.
how many.
Yeah, you can't
kids,
Google these.
How many kids said they love their moms more than they love their dads? How many teachers said they graded on a curve because they wanted to get a higher pay? How many lunch ladies said they sneezed in the salad bar? How many?
Yeah, the stuff like that. Also, but Supermarket Sweep is definitely COVID-19 proof because although it deals with food items, everything is wrapped. Some of the stuff is fake. And the show doesn't tape with an audience, or shouldn't tape with an audience.
I mean, other versions tape with an audience. I know, like, the American early, like the 90s, 2000s, they had the fake audience, and then they just pipe in the applause for the big sweep. For the UK version, they had like an audience corner.
Mm-hmm.
So that way when they do the big so they get to play along, and they were I think that version they actually did live to tape. So unlike the 90s 2000s where everything was segmented out, they played to tape.
Right. And another thing you have to know, we're also forgetting the elephant in the room when it comes to the UK supermarket sweep, that it's kind of bad.
I like it. Come on. I like it. I don't care much about Love Island contestants being celebrities, but I mean, like, all I know is like the catchy theme songs, like "It's the mini sweep, ding." Also,
right.
I think like that's a direction they're probably going to go with, because I think sweep is going to go an hour, so it could be 2 games. But considering what they said.
Games.
But considering like the application said like 25,000 cash prize and $100,000 cash prize, I'm thinking they're just going to make it an hour.
Or they do a pyramid style.
Oh, 2 games. Oh, congratulations, you found the money. Next time at the supermarket, hear the beep. Finding who you go to supermarket sweep. See ya next half for more fun.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm thinking all 3 teams play 2 games in 2 sweeps.
Oh, like it's like so partner 1s do the first sweep, partners 2 do the second sweep. Yep. Combine of both. That might work, actually.
And you go to the big sweep once, it's for 25,000. If you win 2 big sweeps, you play for 100,000.
Yeah, that works, because then you can give 2 teams a chance, and that might speed the game and work. And then you just have to have like a big rotation of mini games inside the sweep, unless everyone gets to do pick a mix and everyone gets to do the stack the can challenge.
Right, but that's the UK version. You gotta think US version. So
the Tootsie Roll Swap-a-Box, the Cracker Jackpot.
Yep.
What was it? The monitors, the push the TV monitors.
Yeah, the TV monitors, the International Bread Center, the Super Sandwich,
the frozen yogurt.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to hear Leslie Jones say, "I want 1 vanilla, 1 mint, 1 chocolate, and you better top it with M&Ms or I will be pissed."
Mm-hmm.
I think if anything, they're going to do celebrity. They're going to like not do celebrity episodes, but like if they're going to take anything from you're going to take from the UK, it's probably campy 90s nostalgia and the celebrity aspect, and maybe the speed sweep where it was like, grab these 5 items, and for each one you pocket that has the label, you get time. Other than that, I think it's going to be like kitschy, campy fun.
Here's the problem that kind of gets to me about that idea. Anytime the American revival happens and they try to take a lot of stuff from the UK version, it fails. Think about what happened with American Gladiators in 2008.
Hulk Hogan, Brother Jack Dude. They did the all green episode to promote the Hulk. I remember Wolf talking about how he orders his Subway sandwiches with double meat because he likes to sink his teeth into spicy Italian.
No. All of the pomp and circumstance of the UK version.
Oh, you mean like someone falls in the water, another one bites
It's
dust.
Yep.
Another one,
And the hosts being relegated just being sideline reporters. You have like Van Earl Wright being the main broadcaster because Hulk Hogan can't formulate 2 sentences without saying the words "Brother Jack, dude."
The other word that got him in trouble, but hey, who are we to say?
I'm kind of shocked that Layla Ali didn't reach out to him and punch him out.
And like, I mean, like, but you gotta think like who owns these rights, and it's like now multi-international companies. I mean, they don't really have like you a lot of that's kind of like a thing I always like think about. It's like I know like we all look at UK game shows and we're like, oh, Beat the Chasers. Oh, look at Epic Game Show and watch Tipping Point or
yeah.
And we go like, this should be in the U.S. This is a better show. And I always think about that. Like, I do say that a lot, but like American sensibilities aren't UK sensibilities. UK sensibilities all favor quiz shows and they favor pomp and circumstance, like you said. They want everything to be like a little entertainment variety act. Whereas US, we're all character driven, personality driven, person against the odds. You can beat the house, and then you will get rich.
Right, and with Supermarket Sweep, the meal in itself is running through the gigantic supermarket. Same thing with Shop to Drop.
Because that's more of an American thing. Is you want to be you want the shopping spree. You want to run around and grab a giant snuggle teddy bear, which could be worth up to $500 or probably $250. Still, I don't know.
No, 100, 200, 300, 500 for the super bonus.
Yeah, but I don't think the only thing awkward to be like, who's got the toilet paper? Okay, you're on.
No, then they will just they'll have the announcer introduce the contestants after the announcer introduced the hosts.
They sit on a conveyor belt like they're being scanned, like in the UK sweep.
Oh God!
This is Cindy and Jordan. Cindy watches old professional wrestling pay-per-views, and Jordan can't stop watching old mystery movies.
Yeah. All right.
We'll have to wave like we're just doing that weird game show wave. You know, game show wave. You know, that weird like one-handed.
Yeah.
Hello.
I'm doing that right now with my left hand. I can't do much with my right. Yep. Okay.
No, like I was so excited for both those shows. I like those are the two shows I was looking forward to the most because it's like I love Card Sharks. I think that was my favorite, even more than Press Your Luck.
And Card Sharks kind of sucked.
I love it.
You're the one.
I'm the one. I'm the one that loved Card Sharks. The only thing I was like, I think they need 7 of something. They either need 7 cards in the race or 7 question cards, but they need to truncate something.
And get rid of Joel McHale.
Well, I think they wanted Joel because that's also the thing, like Adam Scott. But I think we're moving on to that when we do the list.
Yep. And guess what it's time for?
It's time for
the list.
An unfinished list is unfinished business here on the Rich List.
Yep. So here is everything that we know of as of April 30th, 2020, 10 p.m. Pacific time. We start things off with Worst Cooks in America Celebrity Edition. It debuts Sunday, May 10th. It debuts 9 o'clock on the Food Network. And I gotta say, I'm a fan of Worst Cooks in America. I love this show. The celebrity shows are always quite fun because they're played loose. And it's just fun.
So, did he announce I know they announced the celebrities. I think it's Tyler Florence and
Ann Burrell.
Oh, so do you want me to list off the celebrities that they have?
All right.
Wells Adams from Bachelor in Paradise. Johnny Bananas from MTV's The Challenge. Dave Coulier.
Everywhere you look, everywhere it's so hard, it's so hard.
Robin Givens.
Really?
Sanja Morgan from Real Housewives of New York.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Posehn from MTV's Trashed fame. And Bridget Everett.
So that's your 7.
Yep. It's a 6-episode season, so.
Right.
I don't know how to make this grilled cheese sandwich, and I just kind of burnt the place, and I used to write Deadpool. I know how to write Deadpool. I don't know how to make fettuccine Alfredo.
Brian Posehn used to write Deadpool?
Yeah, he wrote Deadpool 4 years ago.
Oh, sweet.
When they did all new number ones.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have Dave Coulier myself.
Yeah, Dave Coulier's got to take this one. By the way, I actually have Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 2. From back in the 90s.
Although if I had to take a guess who would win, if I had to be the betting man, Johnny Bananas.
Yeah, I would say
that dude's like a weird competition weirdo who doesn't give up on anything.
Or the Real Housewife.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna stick with
Johnny
Food Network.
Bananas of NBC's Outside World or whatever that travelogue show is on Saturdays.
Yeah, I don't watch. That's during a time where I'm usually falling asleep or something like that. But we have Brit Bakeaway Camp with Martha Stewart. It debuts Monday, May 11th.
Spokesperson herself, Martha Stewart, is back.
Remember a couple of years ago where they hyped Martha Stewart to be being a third judge on Chopped?
Yeah. Oh no, they still do that too. Like whenever there's a Chopped episode now with Martha. Martha's the third judge. Do you think that was just to set up for this, too?
No. But Martha really has rehabbed her image.
I can't wait for Everyone Loves to Get Baked.
At Bakeaway Camp. By the way, I think it's Jesse Palmer hosting with Martha Stewart. Like
Palmer's hosting, and Martha's like the judge.
Yeah. Like Jesse Palmer finally got to escape from the dreg that is Daily Mail TV.
What's wrong with Daily Mail TV, Cindy? It's my favorite news source with my favorite comment section turned into a TV show. What could go wrong?
I'd like to quote Russell Howard. From Mock the Week, he said this. The Daily Mail. Racist in public, so you don't have to be.
No, I saw a trailer for Bakeaway Camp, and I thought, okay, so it's basically, it's not Survivor. It basically is just like they're trying to do a fun little baking show. Like a fun baking show with a nice summer camp theme.
Right, because that's the thing with baking competitions. You can't make them hardcore. Not in the limelight of baking. Baking is supposed to be light, fun entertainment.
So they're going to do axe throwing to determine what flavor of cake.
That I could see happening, or bow and arrows, stuff like that.
So it looks like a nice thing. They're not going to try to go because if they wanted to do that, they would just bring back Camp Cutthroat and just have Elton Brown return.
Yeah. But he's got Good Eats 2.0 going.
And I'm looking forward to it. I mean,
Me too.
Food Network shows are always fun to look at. I mean, almost everything's a contest there. Supermarket Stakeout, Chopped, Chopped Junior, Chopped the Champions, Chopped Beat the Judges, Chopped Sweets.
Triple G. Guys Grocery Games.
Guys Grocery Games All-Stars.
Yeah, but those are part of the same season, though.
Great food truck race, which I think is about to come to an end in a couple weeks.
It's about to wrap up, and I'm liking Great Food Truck Race. I sometimes catch it, but I do like that they don't go as far out as they used to. I remember season 2, they went from Chicago and they went to Tampa Bay or something like that, or Baltimore.
Well, it used to be Great Food Network, like the food truck race was really trying to be like Amazing Race. You got to get $1,000 in profit before you get to the finish line. Or they would do things like, we're gonna pop your tire, you're gonna lose this, do that. Now it's just kind of like, no, like you're just gonna have to make a certain type of food based on this ingredient, based on this item, or you're gonna switch carts or switch menus or do this or do that. And then if you don't have enough money, you're out. Like, it makes sense.
Which was season 2. They started that with
and
season 2.
I like that more because it's on your own. This is you're on your own. I like contests where it's not like the judges knock you out because you might think you're the best. It really is just a fall of your own. Like, you couldn't reach enough to this, or not a lot of customers showed up.
Right. And there's certain strategies that it'll play well. Like, I remember back in season 2, one of the first the challenge in Chicago, it was not an elimination, but you had to sell like 200 or some odd Polish sausages from Mike Ditka's steakhouse or something like that at $8 a pop. Now, it's not an elimination, and that round and the next leg, those totals combine, and whoever is short is eliminated. If I was playing it smart, here's what I would have done. I would have ignored the sausages and just sold your own product, because there's too many sausages in Chicago. But what there's not enough of is Italian beef, and I freaking love Italian beef. Al's number 1 for life. And speaking of stuff that can cause controversy, the Misery Index is back. This comes back Thursday, May 14th, 10 p.m. on TBS. There is
stars of Impractical Jokers, the movie themselves, those impractical jokers.
And Jamila Jamil, who is a really good host. I still like how
round 3 is still a game breaker. I'm sure they haven't fixed that at all.
They're never going to fix that. This is essentially the show's just played for laughs. If you win money, it's okay. There is no middle ground with this that I find with people who watch the show or fans of the show or game show fans in general. You either love it or you hate it. There's no middle ground.
I'm actually of the middle ground. I mean, I would put more on the like it more than hate it, but it's not I go out of my way to watch more episodes. It's I've seen 2 episodes. Okay.
Mm-hmm. There's only so much cringe you can do.
Breaker. I do like the final round, that bonus round with like, here's the events. The more you get right, the more money, and the range gets smaller. I like that. But other than that, no.
I thought it was okay. I like it.
But they don't really qualify like what is a 40 versus what's a 70 and what's a 60 and what's a 20 versus what's a 10, what's 0.
Right. And plus this is a whole new season because it did get renewed.
I think they still filmed it in Atlanta.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if this is the second part of the tape recording of this. Like they just had like 20 episodes the first run, and then that. Either way, I look forward to the Misery Index returning on AEW Dynamite. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say with four plugs for Misery Index.
4 plugs?
4 plugs during AEW Dynamite next broadcast.
Not happening because it doesn't return until a week after.
Okay, then we'll go.
And they're on TNT.
Then we'll go with the whenever's the Wednesday in May. That's like 2 days prior.
May 13th.
Or 1 day prior.
It would be May 13th.
Like getting accidentally stamped by your wife. 40.
Yeah.
Dropping your phone in a toilet. Oh.
54.
What a hilarious show.
Getting your nipple bitten off by a beaver.
Haha, it's funny because this is like failed blog.
Mm-hmm. And plus, that was a joke used by Jeff Foxworthy.
Alrighty.
Yep.
Well,
now we got Game On, which is
A League of Their Own.
Yep, A League of Their Own. Not to be confused with the excellent movie.
Oh, okay.
Excellent movie, A League of Their Own. I still love that movie.
The G4 show.
Yeah, which was, Scott Rusillo and his friend.
Randy and Matt.
Yeah, Randy and Matt.
2020 is Game On. We'll have Keegan-Michael Key and Venus Williams, Rob Gronkowski, Bobby Lee, and Ian Carmel.
Yep, and with various sports guests. Looking at these shows, we're trying to figure out which ones are corona-proof. This is corona-proof. Well, no, it's not.
It's not corona-proof, but they could make it corona-proof. Because remember, League of Their Own is kind of part panel game show, so they kind of do jokes based on sports incidences.
Right, but isn't A League of Their Own they use it during the sports season, and they use stuff that just happened and not just historical footage?
Yeah, so this one, if I'm going to make a bet, this would be the one that I would say would fall out. Would be Game On until sports returns.
Well, because
Game On is in May 20, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they could run off some stuff. They could run off like the esports tournament. They could run off baseball, possibly returning. So they might have something.
Well, you have the NFL draft, which just happened. NASCAR is coming back in 2 weeks.
And then, like, all they have to do is, like, penalty shootout kickoff game. Or dunk tank with Gronk throwing footballs.
Well, he's got to get some reps in before he goes back to play for Tampa Bay.
Like, that's going to be it. It's going to be, like, Gronk's going to be there. It's going to be all about Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still fine because I love Keegan-Michael Key. I think he's very funny.
Yeah.
So it's like this could be the perfect show for him.
He's trying not to be the Marty Jannetty to Jordan Peele's Shawn Michaels.
That's pretty much the nailed it comment. It's kind of like the Mitchell and Webb. You know, David Mitchell's doing all the things, but Webb's kind of just out and about.
Yeah. All right, now we need to make note because this was supposed to be the time slot where Amazing Race was supposed to come back. It was going to take over for Survivor. That's not happening. So instead, Game On fills its spot. And Amazing Race, as we have alluded to earlier, is bumped to probably the fall. And will probably take Survivor's time slot.
Didn't they already film the Game On segments before then, do you think?
Yeah.
So they probably already filmed like 8 episodes, and this was like in the winter.
Yeah, probably. So they probably are using historical footage. Makes sense for the first season. I don't know, because this is the first time that a UK panel show has actually made it to air in the US. Because I know Have I Got News For You was tried a few times, but never sold. I think NBC tried.
Sold. Never mind the Buzzcocks.
Right. VH1 a long time ago.
If we want to go by like the full list of like game shows that were panel games and then brought over, I do recall they did attempt to do a QI for PBS.
And didn't work.
That did not do well. People found it very dull and boring.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't film it. They just like pitched it and it went, oh no. I think other than that.
I got one. It's American created, but is clearly a UK inspired show. It was a show on Comedy Central called The News Hole.
Okay.
You can look it up. I think the episode's still up on YouTube. I think. And it was hosted by Hank Azaria. Not Hank Azaria. Harry Shearer. Essentially, the producers of The Simpsons did a game show. Something like that. And speaking of the network that has The Simpsons, something that has been on ice for a while is thawed out, and that is Ultimate Tag. It debuts Wednesday, May 20th, 9 p.m. on Fox.
You know how weird it is? Like, the last time I went to Warner Brothers before my birthday, last year, I saw they were recording Ultimate Tag.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is a new show. I haven't heard anything about it. It says Ultimate Tag Parking here on the lot. And I remember, like, telling people, there's a show called Ultimate Tag out. And no one said anything until, like, the press releases finally hit. And it's like, J.J. Watt is going to be the host. And I saw previews of it, and I thought it was going to be the sport of Ultimate Tag, because there's an actual sport in tag now.
Yeah.
And this is more like American Gladiator Tag.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I love most about, you know what it reminds me of? $1 Million Mile, but without any of the physical challenges.
Well, there's still
touch the button. Just touch the button.
Yeah, but there's still physicality to it. I mean, if you take a look at some of the press releases, it's set up like Pyramid from American Gladiators.
And they have to touch the button to win. I'm curious how the format is, because something tells me it's gonna be more sports broadcasty, and we're really underplaying it.
No, something tells me.
But if it's
we're
successful,
gonna get...
by the way, if this like becomes successful, I will without a doubt believe they will try and push American Gladiators again, similar to Holy Moly with Wipeout.
So the original 80s version.
Probably they'll go for like an ironic 80s. Like they'll say, remember the 80s American Gladiators, and then they'll update it with like tracksuits and...
That I won't mind, because let's be honest with ourselves, the 2008 reboot sucked.
They'll get Biggie Langston to host, and that'll be it. They'll get Biggie.
No, they'll get the New Day to host.
They'll get the New Day. They'll get the New Day to host all, like Xavier Woods, Kofi, Biggie.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's if Tag does well. And from what I'm gathering, it might actually do well. I'm actually more focused on it might do good than do bad.
Well, seeing how
because
Fox
there's no preconceived notion I have for the show. There's no like, oh, they're just gonna play tag and get hit and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
What's round one? What's round two? What's this challenge? What's that challenge? What's this? What's the final round? What's the prize?
Who knows? But are you ready for the absolute bombshell that hit a couple of months ago?
Okay.
Labor of Love.
Oh, Jesus.
This is going to debut Thursday, May 21st. And it debuts 9 p.m. on Fox. Hey, Jordan. You know The Bachelorette, right?
I mean, that is an iconic ABC dating series.
Yep.
There's been a hallmark for reality television, akin to Big Brother and Survivor. Has been the reality show, the dating services that everyone tries to emulate because of its long-form success. It's way to create characters. It's way to present emotion when it comes to making decisions of who you love.
Yep. And now...
in the versatile format of, well, whoever was a successful contestant last season will be the Bachelor, Bachelorette the next season.
Yep, but it's kind of hard to do that with this one.
Just figure out what made it successful. Okay. What's the gimmick?
I want a baby and I want it now. I want you to be my baby daddy.
Okay, that sounds like an A&E reality show. That sounds like something to be on TLC. That doesn't sound like Fox.
Yeah, it does. 18 years ago.
The network that brought us Who's Your Daddy?
Yep.
So bold, so fresh, so Fox.
Yep.
I want a dad, and here's people who want to be a father. Let's do funny bits and scenes to see who is the most fit to be a dad.
Mm-hmm.
I'd walk off the show in the first episode. That's.
And watch 1 year later, the father denies actually giving the child to her, and then they appear on Maury Povich.
Maury's not even hosting this.
Maury should have hosted this.
or at least some sort of paternity test game show. But no, like this, this is the big clunker of the year. I think this will be the big clunk, even though, like, I'm sure the main lady who's the Bachelorette, won't say the Bachelorette for this. I'm sure she actually has like good faith in this, and I'm sure the producers definitely want to have good faith in this. Like, no, like that's the most important part in a relationship is the family. This is a family reality, and they're going to keep pushing that.
Mm-hmm.
But every single clip I've seen of this show feels straight out of Fox reality channel in the mid 2000s.
Oh yeah.
Like this feels like what was it? Not I Want a Reality no, it was that Love Stings? Was that the one? The lady who does like the basically whoever's like trying to be a hustler like just to make them look bad.
I think so, yeah.
Like it's I mean Fox Reality had some good shows, but this feels real like mid 2000s. This feels like conveyor belt of love.
The Bachelorettes in Alaska. Love Cruise, the maiden voyage.
Just Megan Wants a Millionaire.
Yeah. Harry Wants a Princess.
Let's see. So you want to marry Harry?
Yeah, yes, you want to marry Harry. My Big Fat Obnoxious Boss.
Just ugh.
So yeah, terrible. But let's cleanse our palates with something that'll be airing on at the exact same time.
Good, so I don't have to watch this show.
Yep.
I have to review it, I assume, but what's the palate cleanser?
Watch Holy Moly instead.
Steph Curry's own Holy Moly 2,
the sequel. Yep.
Which I've heard they updated the format to be a tournament style.
Yep, 8-4-2 instead of 12-6-3.
And the final episode of the season is the $250,000 prize.
Yep, tournament champions. So it's only a 9-episode season.
You know what it reminds me of? I hate to say because even though I like this idea for this format, it reminds me of the last season of Wipeout.
Oh, when they had the tournament champions.
Yeah, the tournament champions, and I was like, oh. And I would say it overstayed its welcome because at that time Wipeout did not like rotate the obstacles, so you saw the same go up the stairs, slide down, whack your face challenge over and over again, and then you felt like you were watching a rerun. At least with Holy Moly, which I can give the benefit of the doubt to, I will almost guarantee they have made like a dozen new whole ideas. By the time those episodes are airing, they're going to keep some favorites, and it's just going to be a lot more slapsticky, slippy slide. I don't think they really want to go more into the hurt, like the pratfall slapstick Wipeout kind of thing. I think they simply just want like they fall in the water or they fall in their butt, but nothing else. Because there was a couple of episodes where you saw the contestant like get almost knocked out unconscious and Holy Moly.
Yeah, the windmill.
I don't think they. I mean, they will probably keep the windmill, but I'm thinking they'll definitely like make it somewhat safer.
The log roll.
I think that was the one.
Yeah, the log roll.
Because you don't want to have an injury on the set. You want it to be funny. You want it to be basically mini golf. You want it to be silly mini golf. You put the ball in the hole 8 feet away, but standing in its way is a giant slippity slide that causes you to tip over. Also, it's on a like a balance beam that's like a rotating, sliding back and forth bridge or something.
Yep. But
a rickety bridge.
Yeah.
Like that would be it. And you'll have Rob Riggle still and Joe Piscatore. Feel like, why am I still here?
It's because they pay me good money, and plus, it's also to get away from Booger McFarlane on Monday Night Football. Have you ever heard Booger McFarlane on
ADR? They can easily play like the bit up, like, "Hi, welcome back to Holy Moly. There's no other sports on right now."
Yeah, but the problem is all this stuff is already pre-taped, so they had no way of knowing.
But no, like holy moly, I was like that was a surprise hit. I remember going into going, oh no, and then like I liked it. I think like that's a fun little show.
You know what? Who got really mad at it is golf fans. Golf fans didn't like it, but the normal people they loved it.
You mean golf fans? You mean mini golf fans or like golf in general fans?
Golf in general, they didn't like it.
Because like I'm more of a fan of mini golf, so this was kind of like, oh, I see this. Now some of the holes I thought was just like boring, like the distraction hole or the putt off where they just put back and forth and one falls in the trapdoor.
Teed off,
But
yeah.
things like the sweets or the just desserts, I love that one.
I did too.
And it's played at the Wipeout Ranch. It's a nice like it's a fun format. Clearly they went over and beyond for casting this season, and I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. And right after that, at 10 o'clock on ABC. Oh, we should say 8 o'clock will be Who Wants to Be a Millionaire as they finish up that run.
Oh boy, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
But
With
at 10
Jimmy
o'clock,
Kimmel.
yeah. But 10 o'clock Tuesday, 10 o'clock Thursday, May 21st, season 5 of To Tell the Truth.
That's not fake news.
Nope.
Remember fake news? Remember?
No.
They changed tweet a lie to fake news, so now if you are the worst, they say fake news about you. It's
No. They
funny.
changed that in season 4.
Now what is it?
The Dummy Award.
I'm glad they changed it again. I hope season 5 they'll change it again. I'll make another.
No, they'll have an episode with the biggest losers. The ones that didn't get any right. I think there was one. Justin Long didn't get any right in one episode.
I like To Tell the Truth. That is one of those iconic panel game shows. I still am like bothered. It's like it's not really a game show anymore. It's not like if you're one of the bluffers, you get like money if you fool them, like in the old game show.
They get something.
I'm sure that like no matter what they get $1,000 or something, but like it's so bizarre. It's like, but this show's still on the air. It's still with Anthony Anderson. And it seems like every season I'm not saying coast because I think that's mean and it's like not correct. They play it in the almost formulaic now. Like, someone's going to have an unusual occupation that would have been on What's My Line. You'll know someone has a unique talent that would have been on America's Got Talent. You'll know
I've Got a Secret.
And someone will have an I've Got a Secret occupation. And then the alternate has the other secret that feels connected to that one.
Yeah. Okay.
I may not be the world's fastest fisherman, but I do know something about fish because I was once bitten by a shark. And it's like, okay.
I like To Tell the Truth. It's a lot better now from that awful first season that they had with the live band.
You do not like the what was it called? The Liars, not the Liars Club. The To Tell the Truth live band. The Fibber and the Fibettes.
Whatever it was, nobody liked it. That's why they got rid of it after the first season.
Lies. Oh. Cheche and his band of liars.
Oh.
Lies.
And in connection with that, we have on Friday, May 21st. Now, I gotta clarify something with everybody. I have based this off of Jordan's guide, his primer. And as a okay, Jordan, explain the joke.
Well, you see, I don't know when there's a release date because it's a streaming show.
No,
so
there's a release date. It's the time we're talking about.
Oh, that's the weed number.
We are professional here at the Gumbocast. More than anything, we are professional.
I'm nothing but proper and professional, and this is why they pay me the big bucks.
So when do I PayPal you $1?
The Big Fib on Disney Plus.
Yep.
So Nicole Brown.
Yeah. So when do I PayPal you that big buck?
You can PayPal it probably next week.
Okay.
Preferably with the whammy. All I hear is big.
I'm not sending you a buck like that. I'll PayPal you $1. But Big Fib. What did the press release say? Because I couldn't find anything on the press release.
All right, here is officially from Disney.com. Ever thought you could spot a fib better than a kid? Find out on The Big Fib, a new Disney Plus game show with kid contestants. Hosted by Yvette Nicole Brown and featuring Rhys Darby as her robot sidekick, Clive, C.L.I.V.E. In each episode of this comedy game show, a kid starts by playing a warm-up round where a silly liar and an authentic expert share fabulous fibs and fun facts. Starring up-and-coming comedic talent, this round is played for laughs, as well as always having a nugget of real information about the topic, be it be ice cream, tree climbing, or toy design. Next, our kid contestant plays the main round, where they question an expert who's paired with a really good liar on the same topic. It's up to our kid to find the fibber. There are visual clues, fascinating props, a hot seat round of rapid-fire questions on various topics, including jellyfish, venom, and killer plants. The show culminates with the expert and liar standing under the fib foam machine to await their fate. If our kid chooses correctly, the liar gets foamed. The Big Fib is full of outrageous truths that sound like lies and audacious lies that sound like the truth. The Big Fib is produced by Haymaker TV with Aaron Rothman, Josh Halpert, E.L. Leigh Hampton, and Yvette Nicole Brown serving as executive producers. The series is based on a podcast by Gen Z Media.
Yay?
The Fib Foam Machine.
No.
The Fib Foam Machine. We're going to put someone who's like an expert in poisonous butterflies in a Fib Foam Machine. They're going to get all foamed up because we can't do slime. They have to do funny soapy water while Yvette Nicole Brown goes, drop the foam!
This is all the makings of a disaster.
What if I told you Clive is going to be a smartass like Q in 20Q?
There's no way Rhys Darby's going to be as amazing as Hal Sparks.
Well, you're going to have like a funny improv actor. Be funny, silly in the warm-up round.
So is Hal Sparks.
So it's going to be funny when it's like, what's a main ingredient in ice cream? And then some person who's a confectionery artist goes, well, it is cream, but we also use sugar, eggs, butter. And then you'll have someone go, it's cream, it's called ice cream, so it's ice and cream, duh. And then you're going to hear like a bunch of kid audience members laugh. You got to think this is a kid show, so you're going to hear kid laughter.
So this is something that was probably rejected from the Hub.
Yvette Nicole Brown is from Community.
The worst person on Community, besides Chevy Chase. Can we talk
Remember
about
what
something?
She said about a couple of campaign people recently?
I don't watch Community. Moving on.
I think the Big Fib will definitely be fine.
Yeah.
I think it will be a one-season wonder. It'll be one of those... It'll be, to me, what a lot of people felt about like the Picturica game show on Discovery Family / The Hub.
Where it was just fine.
Fine.
Yep. Speaking of fine, very fine as a matter of fact, I got my Titan games back.
Did you know?
Monday, May 25th, 8 p.m. on NBC. Apparently there is a new Mount Olympus, new events. The Rock is still going to be there.
Are these events based off the outrageous workouts by Dwayne Johnson?
Yes.
I have to make sure these are based off the workouts of Dwayne Johnson. I hope they bring it up again for season 2.
Oh, they probably will. This is
No,
one
I
of the
want to know if
revivals.
Golden Boy is back. I want to know if AEW commentator Golden Boy is back.
He is, because he's no longer with AEW. They got rid of Alex Marvez. Because now we have the greatness that is Tony Schiavone.
Tony, JR,
And Excalibur.
and Excalibur.
And unless you're watching the coronavirus impacted shows, then it's Tony Schiavone and Chris Jericho.
Be sure to watch Downfall. You're going down.
American Gladiators down right.
I do love the Titan games. I think this is kind of that fun show with like, I don't know how this is the one show where it's like, I don't even know how they came up with like the contests. Like, this is one where like, even outside of my box of thinking, someone had the idea of get the sledgehammer and smash a wrecking ball.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? It works.
It works, and like the setting, it's outside set. It's this cool Olympus set. It's this cool like gladiatorial arena kind of set. It feels like an updated American Gladiators in the head-to-head contest to determine who goes into Mount Olympus.
Mm-hmm.
There's no favorites. It definitely plays into anyone's strengths. Some are upper body, some are lower body, some are just endurance. And I just hope they bring back the punch the wall to climb up challenge, because that was my favorite.
Yeah, that was in Mount Olympus, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They have to punch the wall to climb up to grab the Olympus key before they go down the slide.
Mm-hmm. And then take the sledgehammer and break through like 6 inches of concrete.
Yes.
Works for me. Bring it on, NBC.
There's no American Ninja Warrior, I think, so this has to be their American Ninja Warrior this year, even though that is, like, to me, summer on NBC is Ninja Warrior.
Mm-hmm.
Now
I get to do this because I forgot to upload this earlier because I'm an idiot. America's Got Talent. Says you can't do that
America's
while
Got Talent. It's back. I think Simon Cowell is now a judge for this line of seasoning. I'm pretty sure because it's live, they're going to do, if COVID-19 somehow messes up, we'll be seeing more at-home America's Got Talent.
Well, they've already taped a few legs of this beforehand. I think what both America's Got Talent and World of Dance are thinking about, which we'll talk about World of Dance later, they've already taped some of their season, and they're just gambling that come July, they could be back in the studios. At least that's my hunch.
That's their hunch. They're doing either or right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love America's Got Talent. I think that one is like another summer series people associate with. Terry Crews made the show his own.
Mm-hmm. A lot better than what he did for Millionaire.
Howell back on American television.
Mm-hmm.
Do people even remember the last show he was on?
America's Got Talent.
So he came back before X Factor?
Yeah, he was always on America's Got Talent. After Hasselhoff left.
All right. And then with the Jerry Springer episodes, and then Regis.
Okay, Regis did season 1. Jerry Springer did seasons 2 and 3. Then Nick Cannon was doing pretty much every other show that was actually on TV at that point. Then he kept on doing the show, and then he left.
Bruh.
I forget who replaced him before they got replaced by Terry Crews.
I think it was Tyra Banks.
Oh yeah, Tyra Banks. Okay.
And then in the World of Dance, the dance show, because So You Think You Can Dance is nowhere to be found right now.
Haven't they
and it's
taped?
J-Lo. It's still J-Lo's show, so.
This will be on after America's Got Talent at 10 p.m.
It's the Summer of Talent Competitions is back on NBC.
Dance competitions.
Find out the winner of The Voice. Stay tuned.
To me, dance competitions,
But Floored is now on Quibi with Liza Koshy, and they dance, and then wacky things happen, like giant wrecking balls knock them into a foam pit. It's funny.
Some stuff's just passed me by. And I'm saying that, but you're probably older than I am.
The dance. I mean, there's always like a dance show. There's still that Abby's virtual dance-off announced.
God, yeah.
But no. If you have dance moms.
And no.
Don't you want the award, the Abby Award?
There's a joke running through my head about no, I'm not gonna say it. No.
Okay, well,
No.
You know what I say? I mean, I'll.
No. I still want my monetization on this bad boy.
Okay. We don't want the hate mail coming in. All right, so let's return to the fun world of streaming media, unless we're not doing that next.
Yep, we got a pair of HBO Max shows to talk about. We got Topia. Now, I always found craft shows interesting, like Nailed It, and what was the
Making It with Nick Offerman and Amy Poehler.
That was the craft show, Making It with Nick Offerman. Yeah.
Now, Craftopia, I saw the trailer for, and I said I love it. This is the show that's going to be an overnight success if this is done correctly. Because Lord DIY is the host, who's been famous on YouTube for 10 years now, doing craft videos.
Yeah, and
she's the perfect host. Because she's a perfect host for this. She's famous off this. Kids know who she is.
Yep.
The whole premise is basically like Lego Masters. You have a whole crafts workshop to work with. You have a minute to grab your supplies and then build the thing.
And whoever does the best wins.
Yeah, that's it. And it's like you get the trophy, and that's it. Like, fun. And the prize is like $5,000. Like, done. Cash prize, $5,000 in supplies.
I think you could, and I think the losers get something like a $500 gift card to.
Yeah, no, like everything is perfect on the show. Like, no one's gonna leave sad and cry, upset. And Lord DIY is definitely a perky, happy host. Like, you're making one of those. That's amazing, fantastic. Yeah, like, to make people feel excited, because I think that's something that is kind of like a lot of people don't get that in a lot of these talent-based shows involving crafting and making things. Is the reason Bake Off does well is everyone's encouraging each other.
Yep.
That it's okay to fail. Making it's okay to fail. This is definitely a, hey kids, it's okay to fail as long as you're having fun and doing what you love to do.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, this could have been on the DIY network.
This could have been Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
This could have been a Nick show.
I'd have to talk to Mandel, or, question Mandel. Was this pitched to Nickelodeon? And he'd probably block me on Twitter.
It's so colorful, so bright, so charming. I'm waiting for that too. Mm-hmm. And then the opposite.
What the heck this is? This is legendary.
You ever heard of voguing, Cindy?
It was 35 years ago.
Listen here, honey. I'm all about the money, honey. You gotta be with your house mom, sis. And I don't tolerate that.
I'm gonna say it immediately. No.
This is basically, we can't get RuPaul's Drag Race or any sort of drag show. So what's the next thing that appeals to a certain part of the LGBT community? Vogue dancing.
Not really.
And I'm looking at the trailer. I'm seeing the competition. I'm dreading the show.
It
None
looks
of it looks exciting. None of
bad.
it, even on a dance talent show standpoint, looks exciting to me. That it's like, oh, they really want to do like this feels so passe for a show. Like you either win or you lose. There's no like in between. And like they're trying to make it like it's this tough as nails dance show, and it's all about group dancing. And I've already seen America's Best Dance Crew.
That's essentially what they're going for, is America's Best Dance Crew, or Randy Jackson's dance show that they had. I'm like, oh, that was America's Best Dance Crew.
And to me, this was like, no, thank you.
No.
I'm fine. I would see Craftopia. I'm going to definitely like pick up HBO Max and watch Craftopia. I'm not going to watch this. I'm going to watch the Elmo talk show. I'm going to watch this.
So now we have a discussion in our hands. What is going to be worse, Labor of Love or Legendary?
Labor of Love.
You still think Labor of Love is going to be worse?
I will say Legendary will get a season 2 pickup. We will not like it, but we'll get a season 2 pickup.
It's going to appeal, but it's going to suck.
It's going to appeal, but it's not going to get the prestige, because making the cut on Amazon is going to be the new beat. They also like The Circle. You got to think like all modern reality shows. So it's going to be Drag Race. It will be The Circle, Making the Cut, maybe Top Chef again. And then this will just fall in the wayside.
Yeah, they just started Top Chef All-Stars about a couple of weeks ago. But
people love Padma. What can I say?
You know who people also love, Jordan? They also love Steve Harvey.
I mean, I heard he's not just hosting America. He's also hosting the Ghana version and the South African version.
Yep. And both of those versions unexpectedly used the Feud 94 theme for bumper music.
Which I'm okay with, because that's an upbeat Family Feud theme.
It's a baller theme.
Da-da-da, da-da-da. But yeah,
by the way, we used to use that
Harvey.
theme for...
He is the longest-running host of the Family Feud now.
Yep.
His
11
ratings
years.
for Family Feud has actually now exceeded that of Richard Dawson's era.
Take into account... I can't really say that, but taking into account the number of people watching television nowadays is less compared to who was watching over-the-air TV
back in the 70s.
Yeah.
He clearly made the show his own.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like, to me, the Family Feud with Harvey is kind of like Drew Carey Price is Right.
Yep.
Like, it's a success. People love it. People know why it's funny. And then there's like the game show diehards like, this is just not the show. This isn't Family Feud.
There's too many penis jokes. Except there's only just like, one every week?
Once per week. I count. One sex joke per week. Like, they really do, like, you're not going to see Meat Whistle, like, every episode. You're going to see a relationship question or a family question once per episode, but you're not going to see Meat Whistle.
Nope.
You're going to see name a place you take a woman out on a first date. You're going to see name a exotic place you would do a wedding proposal. If you are a kid, what would you do if your kid took your credit card and spent $1,000?
Mm-hmm. But there is a family-friendly Family Feud out there. You watch the Canadian version.
Chicken!
I found it stupid that the girl got $10,000 in chicken. And this episode was their second episode, and the episode before they won $10,000.
I mean, it's still a wholesome. It's a versatile show. Family Feud is one of those rare versatile formats. It's international. Anyone can play. You can play along at home.
Even if you like bagged milk.
Format, the original match game format, and expanded upon it in a way that makes it actually adaptable.
Mm-hmm. But
and now they're doing Family Feud again.
Yeah, and all I gotta say is it's still fantastic to watch, just to laugh.
It's still the best Celebrity Family Feud. Better than Al Roker's version. Better than they do the TNA knockouts.
Don't
episode.
remind me of that. Whatever you do, don't remind me of that. But what I will remind you of is Pressure Luck.
Are you too stressed to press?
Nope. I'll watch it.
You gonna risk it for the biscuit?
I want a hockey whammy, by the way.
You want like the hockey whammy? I'm sure they'll make one. I'm sure someone out there made a whammy of like almost everything.
Yeah, but you gotta have Doc Emmerich. You know, you gotta get someone who sounds like Doc Emmerich calling. Throw me as the pace going across the plate. Oh my God, the whammy trips the false right. Let's go!
Yeah, that's all you have to do.
Yep.
They apparently modernized the final round, from what I'm hearing in press releases.
Yeah, they got rid of round 2 of the bonus round. And so it's 5 rounds. It goes 10, 25, 50, 75, 100. And the spin is 5, 4, 3, 3, 3.
And like it's still the same old high risk, bigger prizes, fun form. I mean, we love Pressure Luck for that very reason. It's that high stakes game where you have to take big risk to win big bucks.
It's like the host from Smash TV said, "Big money, big prizes. I love it."
Aren't you speed running that right now?
Yeah. Easy mode, by the way. I'm doing easy mode. I'm part of a tournament. It's a double elimination tournament. I lost last week because Mutoid Man was not kind, and neither was. I guess I didn't pray to RN Jesus enough. But I did get a PB of 6 minutes and 9 seconds.
Well, if RNG's not your friend, then Pressure Luck might not be your game.
Don't remind me, I played Pressure Luck last weekend with Tim Connolly. He was doing a Facebook watch stream, and I played.
It's still I still love that game. I think it's always when there's great prizes and big money, and it's like, think about that, and then press or pass. I always like that aspect of the show.
Now, what's going to get me is, I wonder how they're going to pay off the trips.
Well, I'm sure the value of the trips was as of tape day. I'm sure they'll still offer the trips and the hotel stay, but they're definitely not going to be booking it right now. I'm sure it's going to be something like, when the airports are fine and they got the clear, are you okay with flying out in February 2021, or do you just want a cash settlement?
Just take like 50% of the value of the trip in cash.
Okay, maybe someone will get SpaghettiOs for life again.
Brilliant. For me, it would be Taco Bell for life.
Now we're going into like me. You're going into Jordan's fantasy board.
Maybe we could have that as a Gumbocast question again.
The fantasy prizes.
Yep.
Please send over what you think my top 5 prizes will be in the comments below.
Yep. But speaking of fantasies, there's Match Game has returned.
Baldwin's back.
Yep.
I look forward to him doing his award-winning Trump impression again, and then looking at internet memes again.
I want to tell you,
Cast of SNL
Match Game,
again.
It's so great. It's not fake news. It's so great. Yeah, forget it. I can't do Trump.
But I still like Match Game in terms of the questions still haven't gotten stale enough. It seems like they're now leading into, we're like almost like everyone always goes like, well, Family Feud is too sex oriented. There's always penis jokes. And it seems like, well, with Match Game, you're expecting the penis joke. This is a show where you're expecting the penis, Steve.
Yep. But you don't get it.
And now they're kind of spinning it outwards. They're kind of going, well, we can't just do that.
And we don't know who the celebs are going to be. They did tape this a while back. I think they taped this in December or January or something like that.
I'm gonna guess it's gonna be a big chunk of familiars. So you're gonna see like Tyler Burgess. Probably we'll
Donald
see.
Faison.
You
Caitlyn Jenner's going to show up for an episode or two.
They'll bring back Sarah Palin.
Yes, from her glorious role as... Who was she in Masked Singer?
She was the bear.
Oh, the bear. Mama Grizzly.
Right.
What more needs to be said about Match Game? Just happy it's back.
Alex Baldwin, $25,000 prize still. Nothing really changed. They're emphasizing the video monitors now.
Oh, monitor match.
Monitor match.
Which I'm fine with.
They're kind of. I think what they're trying to do now is kind of like say what you mean with those monitor matches.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, fine.
I'm down.
I look forward to Michael Che stopping by. Still looking bored
and being unfunny as all hell.
I don't know what you're. Cindy, do not say bad things about Michael Che. He might be watching this and then write a big long Instagram story about you and get upset.
Maybe if I keep on saying things about Michael Che, truthfully about how he is an untalented hack, maybe I get as famous as Jack Allison.
The show Jack Allison. That was still and now look, they're on the same equal playing field. They're both recording from their home. So who's laughing now, Mike?
Well, Michael Che still gets paid about $500,000 a year, so.
Damn it.
Nope. And he ruined a WrestleMania, so.
That is something wrestling fans should never forgive him for. Even though he's now going to be a WWE Hall of Famer then in like 12 years.
God, I hope not.
Yeah, him and Scarlett Johansson's husband.
Really? How did he... I guess you could be so mediocre you could attract hotness.
Yeah, that's Scarlett Johansson's husband.
Mm.
I know, I was just as shocked as you were.
I wonder if he could get arrested for larceny over that.
He lives in the Hamptons. He was born in the Hamptons, so...
Oh, so he was always born mediocre.
Yeah, always born mediocre.
And speaking of something that's not mediocre...
You know what I think might end up winning an Emmy?
This.
Now, I saw Quiz already. I through nefarious means of VPNs, I've watched Quiz.
By the way, we're not sponsored by a VPN, but hey, VPN networks, if you do want to sponsor us, give me a call.
And Quiz is really good.
Yeah.
Quiz is the first act, the first episode, basically the origin of Millionaire. And it's just like a guy at Celador, and it's just all these game show references. And he's like, Mastermind, they have that chair. What if our chair was meaner? What if our chair had a speaker inside it? And they even had like the Cash Mountain parody. Like they even tried their attempt to do Cash Mountain with the upper happy techno music.
Mm-hmm.
It is so fun. And then they get into like the drama aspect and the... Well, is it really a cop? Is it really this? Did Charles Ingram really?
And let me answer all those in 3 words. Yes, yes, and yes. Wait, that was 4 words.
And they even made like a trial. Act 3, the 3rd episode is a split. It's the, well, what if he really didn't do it?
Well, he planned it.
We're trying to do the defense of it. And it's like actually like pretty exciting, like fun stuff. It's going to be on AMC May 31st, where all the drama begins.
Mm-hmm. There's something about that, about the defense on how he didn't do it. It's something to take out of the Daily Mirror. When I had posted the Ingram Millionaire induction, I then got a comment saying he didn't really do it. Here's a link saying otherwise, and it's the Daily Mirror, and I'm like, whatever, dude. He did it. And by the way, when he got harassed by a couple of kids about it, He chopped off a couple of his fingers on his lawnmower. Loser.
He's now on Twitter, too.
Really? Ingram's on Twitter?
Charles Ingram's on Twitter.
How can he type?
How does he type with boxing gloves on his hand? I don't know.
Speaking of strong bad, you like Ron Funches?
I think he's okay.
Well, he's got a show called Nice One on Quibi.
So the weird thing about Nice One is, you remember Beat the Geeks, right?
Yeah.
The TV geek, right?
Paul Goebel,
Paul
yeah.
Goebel. So like 5 years ago, when like Roast Battle was all the rage, he came up with like something called Toast Battle, where it was all backstage, like almost like mean-spirited, like compliments, like, you have a really nice shirt. I love where you got it. Like, it's just back and forth with nice compliments to one another.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since, like, I heard the pilot of what Nice One's going to be, I thought, this is just the Toast Battle show.
So you're thinking lawsuit might happen?
I'm not thinking lawsuit might happen, because you got to think like same thing like a Beat the Geeks, Beat the Expert kind of show. But this is clearly like a show where it's like, what if at midnight, but instead of put downs, it's all positives, like Ron Funch's comedy, because Ron Funch's comedy is all about like looking at the bright side of things.
Possible.
And I think like that's the joke. Now the thing is, this is Quibi.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be like 6 minutes long.
Yes, it's like the old YouTube restrictions.
Now, have you seen anything on Quibi yet? Because
I don't have Quibi.
Well, you better act fast, because 3-month trial of Quibi. But no, it's just no. I'm not trying to dismiss that of Quibi, but nothing on that platform excites or entertains me enough. I unsubscribed. I deleted the app. I chucked my phone out the window. It landed into a dumpster. The dump truck took the dumpster and my phone. It's now in the waste dump.
And now that phone is being used to spread various IMs via a bot in China.
Birds pecking at it right now as we speak. No, like, I don't know if I trust Quibi shows enough compared to, say, like Netflix or even like a Disney Plus at this point.
You need something with a very good producer in order to pull something off.
Some of these are very well produced. It's just that time frame, that 6 minutes.
How are you going to pull off Legends? You got the upcoming Legends of the Hidden Temple revival coming up. How are you going to pull that off in 10 minutes?
Oh, it's one temple game. Like, go to the temple. Also, it's going to be in a real jungle. So expect the temple game to be like a snake, like, pass challenge. And oh no, snakes and spiders.
I feel bad for Scott Stone. He tried so hard to get this back on the air in some way, shape, or form.
You're just going to get 3 teams, and then whoever's the first 2 go to the temple games. There's no steps of knowledge. Do the quick challenge, determine who goes into the temple.
But here's the problem with it, because the temple is 3 minutes.
Yeah.
The explanation is 2 minutes.
You don't do the explanation.
Well, then how are you supposed to know what room is what?
Well, you'll still have the host go, oh, that's the Silver Snake Room. That's the Tomb of the Unknown Legend. And you're going to see a lower third say, find the key. Touch the right door.
Now, are these shows shot in 4x3 or are they shot portrait style?
Well, Quibi is special. So what they do is they shoot in 2 different signals. One is a landscape mode and one's a portrait mode. So you get 2 feeds from every camera with the same audio feed. So that way, when you watch, your signal is either portrait or landscape based on where you position your phone.
I gotta be honest, I'm not excited.
Who would be?
No.
Quibi. $2 billion went into this.
That's $2 billion they're not gonna get back.
XFL 2020.
Nah. Coronavirus got that one.
Should we keep going more? Let's go more.
Yeah,
More.
Double Shot. We'll quickly go over this with Double Shot at Love with Paul and Vinny.
Hey, you know Bachelor?
Yeah.
What if 2 people instead of 1?
No. Just no. I hate Jersey Shore. I don't care.
Ollie D's back and everything.
No.
All right, let's move on.
All right. Let's don't say we did. Oh, that's a segue.
Don't say anything. Anything? Don't. ABC, they finally showed the trailer yesterday.
Yeah, it was today, and it's not bad.
I've already seen more than many others. I have to keep my mouth shut on this.
You got a gag order. We got you.
I got the gag order, but all I can say is whatever you saw in those promos is exactly what you can expect on Don't.
So this
just add money to the challenges.
So this is kind of like Wipeout-ish.
Okay, here's one that is not really like non-disclosure spoil. Imagine I gave you $20,000.
Yeah.
Now don't blink. For every blink, you lose $1,000. You have 60 seconds. Go. And it's the entire family. Or here's some questions from a family member. You can figure out what they said. You get this, like a trust getting like opportunity knocks.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
There's one challenge that I saw in a promo reel before this where it was the dad eats a spicy pepper, mouth is burning, a la Hot Ones. Here's an ice cool lemonade. If you don't drink the lemonade within 2 minutes, you get $40,000.
Okay, that works. That makes sense. So
it's kind of more Ellen's Game of Games than Wipeout, I would say.
So it's touch and go.
Touch and go. Right. But it's exactly what you expect. The humor is exactly what you're seeing. The game is exactly what's being shown to you. I can't see anything else.
So it's all... And this was on ice for, what, a year and a half?
They filmed this last September. They intended to air it for January. It's now summer.
Oh, so it's only been about 9 months, so not on ice for long.
Yeah. I don't know what the top prize is. Last I checked, I think it was 100,000.
That ain't bad.
But you got to think the challenges are intentionally made to screw you over. By the way, like as you can see, you're supposed to fall down, get hurt, do this, make a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say I compare this to You're Back in the Room.
Yeah.
But I think that's mean to You're Back in the Room. I think Dont's better than this.
Because you honestly think You're Back in the Room is better than this?
No, I think Don't is better than this.
Oh, okay.
I would say if I can compare it to any game show currently without spoiling anything, Ant and Dex Push the Button.
Ooh. Okay. That does not raise my hopes.
But it's exactly what you've seen. Think that single family. Beat the house.
Okay. But you know what gives me hope? CW, because we got Fool Us back.
Wait, so we're not getting Hypnotize Me?
Hell no.
Hypnotize Me's not returning?
Nope.
But that was such a good show.
No, it wasn't.
So much they had in like the back library for 3 years.
You can stop lying.
Fool Us is actually a fun show. I will still say How many have you ever like noticed like full S clips are like top videos on YouTube?
Oh yeah.
Like that is the most shocking thing about Fool Us. It's like hypnotist fools, Penn and Teller with card trick.
And then you actually watch it, they don't really fool Penn and Teller. They amaze Penn and Teller. They shock Penn and Teller. They make Penn and
when
Teller
you
laugh.
did the cop out, it was really weird. I was looking at your shoe and I was noticing the shoe had a left sock that was a little mismatched than the other. By any chance, do you know a 2 left shoe? All right, well I'm good.
Yep. So you're saying you didn't fool him? I didn't fool him. Aww.
It's such a wholesome show, such a funny show.
Allison Hannigan so blissfully unaware.
Her
reactions are great.
Everyone's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Her reactions are like,
and it's the loosest way to say this is a game show.
Yeah, in the loosest sense, this is a game show.
Like this is like near like the edge of is this a game show or not?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's more talent magic show than this, but it's that one aspect of magic you're not supposed to play along with. No, you're supposed to really put yourself in is the how did they do that?
Yeah.
You're never supposed to ask that when you see a trick, except for after the trick is finished and they leave.
Yep, got you there. And now we get to its partner show, Whose Line?
Yeah, things you can say about your partner, but not about your car. The things
you got that
can
wrong.
Say,
you got it the other way around.
Things you can say in bed, but not about reality television.
No. I got one. Get ready. Things you can say about your steak, but not about your partner.
Well done. Oh, she's rare.
Mm-hmm.
I'd really like a T-bone.
It's so big, 5 people can eat out of it.
That's a prime cut.
And then we do a hoedown.
Is this funny yet? But no, like Whose Line is it anyway? It's back. It's still Whose Line. I still miss the whole like improv aspect where they would get audience suggestions instead of just written it down already preconceived on cards. But
yeah, they don't do film, TV, and television styles enough.
Yeah, but like, and they still played along with the here's the star of Riverdale. Here's the star of
Cal Penn.
Flash.
And stuff like that.
We're gonna do it. And see. Is Jonathan Mangum gonna be on this season?
Probably a lot.
Because last season was a lot of Wayne and Jonathan.
Mm-hmm. I think what they're trying to do is they're going to try to do a new duo so they don't have to heavily rely on Ryan and Colin as a pair.
Ryan and Colin, like that's the fabric of Whose Line. You don't want to get rid of Ryan and Colin.
I think it's just in case one of them can't make it. Like, if they start taping again and Canada hasn't opened up its borders, Colin stays up north, but you get more Keegan-Michael Key, you get more Gary Anthony Williams. Kathy Griffin might make an appearance again.
Because like the big issue with Whose Line isn't it's a fake game show, 1,000 points for so and so, ba 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 ba. It's that they kind of lose a lot of the improv that makes Whose Line great.
Yeah. And
I think I'm with you. I think they want to do younger, new generation Whose Line. I'm kind of worried, like, why can't they get like Ben Schwartz to stop by to do Whose Line or other improvers from the UCB?
Bad reputation right now, I guess, for the Upright Citizens Brigade.
That's for Matt Besser. Matt Besser will get the bad like that. But like the people who were on stage and got gypped, those people.
Oh, okay. Um, I don't know. I honestly don't. But you get Chip
When
Estes
are they
back.
doing props again? When are they bringing back props? When are they bringing the house party again with the weird party quirks?
Party Quirks, yeah. It all depends. It just all depends. But we have one last show, and it's tough
We
as
have what?
nails.
What's the toughest occupation in America? Uh, there's only a look. Phil Kogan needs another job soon, so
Yeah, because Amazing Race is looking like to be on its last legs, figuratively and literally.
it's like I love that show. Don't get rid of it. But because of what's going on, what else can you do?
And how expensive it is.
It won Emmys, and they kind of forgot why it won Emmys.
Same thing about Survivor. They forgot how interesting it was, and decided to do Idol Geddon or Advantage Geddon.
And vote takeaways and vote giveaways and
Mm-hmm.
safety islands. I just want my Survivor. 2 teams. One gets immunity, one goes home. What else do you need?
Maybe after Survivor 40 we get a reboot.
Well, let's only keep Jeff Probst, but I can see where you're going.
Yeah.
I just like I'm okay with Tough as Nails. I think that show might just end up being okay. It might be America's Toughest Jobs like NBC. Completed season 1 and then never get seen again.
Yeah. This, to me, seems like the show that would easily be on burn-off Saturday nights.
This seems like a show Mike Rowe would have hosted on Discovery Channel in 2009.
Yep. This is a total Dirty Jobs type of deal.
Tough as Nails was inspired by my proud working class family of farmers, gold miners, builders, and coal miners, said Phil Kogan. I was lucky enough to spend my school days working alongside my grandfather, an A-grade mechanic, World War II aero mechanic, gunsmith, and inventor. I'm excited to celebrate the skills of those who sweat on factory floors instead of gym floors, and those who wear work boots instead of workout shoes.
I gotta be honest, doesn't interest me.
Oh, they're doing like a pump the inflatable thing, or exhaust yourself with a wrench to unscrew the nuts on the car. I'm trying to figure out what the challenges will be, because it sounds like they want to do exhausting job-based challenges.
I just don't see it. I don't see the appeal.
We're giving salute to the working class.
Yeah,
They're going to pair it up with Undercover Boss. More likely.
Yeah.
They'll part of CBS's We Love to Work Wednesdays.
Yay! And then at 10 o'clock you watch Blue Bloods. Wait, that's Fridays at 10. Anyway. But that's it. That's your primer. Two other
Cannonball,
shows.
still not sure where that's going.
Doesn't have a date yet. That might be held over to fall.
Other than that, I think
And Amazing Race is still being held over to the fall as well.
Everything's still up in the air.
Same thing with GSN shows. Oh, People Puzzler.
People Puzzler?
People Puzzlers for GSN. I don't think that's got an air date yet, because they just did Masterminds. They usually wait 3 months, so expect a July release on that. I think they've already taped.
They're not going to make that their big fall show?
I don't think so. New episodes of America Says, probably.
Yeah, Michael Higgins is back with more laughs.
You know what the saddest thing about America Says, though? In syndication, it just broke a 1.0.
So it did well.
It's doing well, but I guess not enough for It's so dirt cheap to do in syndication. I guess nobody cared. I guess Sony saw the early returns like, probably not. But now it's getting more than double what they thought. Now it's getting at one point. It's right up there with 25 words or less. They could easily continue it. They could easily go back and say, "Hey, we're bringing it back."
Especially if like some talk shows have to be held off a bit.
Nick Cannon's show.
Think about the courtroom shows. That's what I have to figure out. What about the courtroom shows?
They can tape without an audience. Courtroom shows can tape without an audience. It's the talk shows that are in trouble. Stuff like Wilkos and Maury. They require an audience. The court shows, they're fine. Well, we know Judge Judy's done.
And hey, you know, there's a big archive.
Yep.
And we should also point out here that even though a lot of shows are still being held because of COVID-19, these are just game shows. I'd rather you keep them on hold than put them in production and put the health and safety of crew, contestants, the host, staff at risk.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the end of the world. I'm still getting sick of seeing tweets like that. Like, I want my game shows! Ah!
You sounded like Strong Sad. No, you sounded more like Coach Z.
Game shows! I'm gonna go to Vegas and see Millionaire live! Millionaire's not taping there anymore.
They're not taping in Caesar's parking lot.
Caesar's parking lot. So yeah, like there's a lot of game shows to look forward to. Obviously, these are the ones that are announced to our best knowledge. I'm sure there'll be more shows along the way here, surprises along the way. Shows could drop and get postponed for the fall. We could end up seeing like, America's Best Ice Cream on Food Network just suddenly just emerge out of nowhere.
Yep. Or a revival of Cutthroat Kitchen.
We randomly Password revival randomly. Their Pyramid revival.
Well, Pyramid was going to be in the summer schedule, but I could see that being pushed to winter.
Quarantine Pyramid.
Michael Strahan's Quarantine Pyramid.
Yeah, well, like, you got Family Feud Quarantine Edition with Steve Harvey because of what they're trying to do with ITV and Family Fortunes.
Well, they've already taped a handful of episodes for the next season. I think they've already taped like 65 some odd episodes, so they'll be okay for the short term.
They're good. They're fine.
Family Feud's the only one that's fine.
And I think that's still the number one game show in syndication right now. Still Feud.
It trades between Family Feud and Jeopardy.
Which to be fair, that's my debate. I was like, do I watch Wheel or do I watch Feud on the next channel? Decisions.
I gotta do Wheel because Jeopardy's afterwards and they're on top of the DVR or in Feud. But yeah, that's the primer. Any quick plugs? What's going on with Game Shows, I suppose?
Well, Game Shows, I suppose, currently at its 85th episode. We're on the countdown to 100. Hooray.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we are looking for... we're doing more episodes of Game Shows, I suppose. This week, we talked about Would I Lie to You? I believe next week we're doing Figure It Out. And it just like is this weird mess of game shows every other time, news reviews.
Mm-hmm.
This week I reviewed Beat the Chasers.
Which is quite interesting to say the least. I enjoyed it.
And like it's like a flurry where now I don't even know what day of the week it is to record a podcast. So
time stands still.
And I'm Sean Haas. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, that's going to wrap things up for this edition of the Gumbocast. This summer primer, which went almost 2 hours. But that's just going through every show.
We're here for you, unless for some reason you're a fan of Double Shot of Love, in which case, sorry.
Or you're a fan of stuff on Quibi.
Yes, if you're a fan of Quibi, It's just 2 hours long. That's a whole season of Quibbies.
Yep. Anyway, that's going to do it for us. For Jordan Haas, I am Cindy Silent, and we will see you next time on the Gumbocast, where we'll go back to our usual standard fare of game show news and reviews and all that fun stuff. Until next time, bye-bye, everyone.